I'm Alex St. John, Nereid's Chief Technology Officer, and today we're going to demonstrate an exercise in advanced storage processing. So most of you in the storage business will be familiar with the concept of an Amazon S3 bucket. We have our clone of an Amazon S3 interface running here on this web page, and of course in an ordinary passive storage array you would throw data in it and it would store it. However, here at Nereid we use GPUs to power our storage arrays. And a GPU is 10 to 20 times more powerful than a traditional x86 based processor, so we can do much more to data than just store it. In this case, Mark is going to throw some Lidar data, about 5 terabytes worth, into this S3 bucket, and this bucket has a program attached to it that recognizes the Lidar and analyzes it and visualizes it in real time. So Mark is actually able to throw data in the bucket, it recognizes it as three-dimensional Lidar data, and provides a whole interactive graph interface to the data. In fact, Mark can throw everything in this bucket, and the bucket also recognizes that in addition to having many samples of Lidar data that Mark can analyze, we also have a collection of programs designed by some scientists that they want to use to analyze this data. So if you actually open one of these scripts up, you'll see it's just ordinary Python code, and Mark's going to close it, and he can throw this code on the bucket, and it automatically applies it to 5 terabytes of data. In this case, Mark just found all of the vegetation in a 5 terabyte sample using a Python script that was massively executed in parallel by the GPU. We also have some satellite data, so not only can we analyze LiDAR data, the bucket understands 3D textures. So if we take a look at Westpac Stadium, here's the LiDAR data, and there's the elevation data for it, and Mark's going to apply the satellite imagery, we'll zoom in and analyze it, and now we've fused the satellite data with the LiDAR data to give us a complete topographic map of the New Zealand terrain for this region. So this is an example of extremely powerful storage processing, which is only possible when the data is pressed right up against the GPU. If we had to move this data over a slow network and distribute it to a bunch of x86 based servers, it would not be possible to process and interact with it at the speed you see here. So this is an example of what happens when your storage processing is done by a GPU. Thank you very much, Mark.